This is another 419 Grind exclusive. You're listening to the 419 Grind Podcast, Toledo's source for exclusive news in music, business, sports, and entertainment.
Shannon McIntyre.
Yes, sir.
What's good?
Man, bless, man. Happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Happy Juneteenth. I was gonna wait to air this on
The Monday.
on Monday, but I'm not, man. I'm gonna put it out probably either tonight or tomorrow. You know why though?
Because I'm about to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we kind of did this before, but it wasn't in this setting.
Yeah, it's different.
And I wanted to
And the climate is different.
a lot different.
Shoot, we didn't even have COVID.
No, we didn't.
That's crazy.
This
did
was
that
back,
before.
what, February before Kobe passed away. I know that. Wait a minute,
Yeah.
was it?
It was before Kobe passed. It
Yeah.
was before Kobe passed. So we talking about January at least.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it
Like
was
early
January
January.
24th, actually. No, that was the one I did with somebody else. Ours had to be January. Man, I don't even know.
it wasn't even a bad day out. That's what was crazy.
No,
It just wasn't. It wasn't cold or nothing.
right.
I don't know, but we back.
Yeah. So let's talk, man.
Yeah.
So when you started music, when?
Professionally or just singing,
Period.
Man, my dad is a well-known popular musician from here, so I started young because of him. He wasn't even in the church, but because I was my dad's son, they like, oh yeah. So I
Right.
started at 5. First time I ever sung a solo or sang a duet was at church. Was ironically an artist from here, Sasha Claiborne.
At church with her?
Yes, bro. Both of our first solos was together.
What church
She
was
was
that?
3. I was 5. New Hope.
Okay.
New Hope Missionary Baptist Church.
Yeah.
We was on Nebraska then too.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I don't know if it was Pastor Johnson just yet, but I think it was right before Pastor Johnson took over. But yeah, I started doing that at 5. I remember when we got moved over to the 7-Day Adventist church, and then my aunt had me directing choirs at 8.
Oh, okay.
Like with her, standing up there with her. Then by 10, I was by myself.
Wow.
Yeah, so I actually gave some of the people in my studio one of my secrets. I'm gonna actually tell it on here because even if I tell them, you still got to be able to execute.
Yeah. I feel you.
But yeah, I started young, real young.
That's good. So when you eventually, what made you eventually say, okay, I'm gonna make this something that I want to do? Like, what made you get into actual like writing and recording music?
Man, it's crazy because before I learned about what it meant to be a schizophrenic, I admired my dad because I was the church boy. My dad made, his everything in church. So I didn't want to be nothing like him. I played football. I was good at football. And so like what ended up happening is I couldn't play ball no more. And then I realized that I was slow. I ran like a 4.9. I'm only 5'6",
Right.
5'7". I wasn't going to the league. So when the doctor gave me an option to like, okay, so you can try to risk everything and play football at a D3 and mess your back up,
Right.
or you can do what you always do and be singing. The doctor ain't say that, but that played in my head. Or you can figure it out singing. I got in trouble in the locker room for singing. You know what I'm saying, all the time, and in classroom for singing. So I really never stopped. It was a time where I wasn't in church. I wasn't in the streets, so we were just getting money.
Yeah.
Even as kids, like we had jobs. And then my mom, I went to church with my granny. My mama wasn't always in the church. So when I went over my granny house, we went to we was one of them families twice a year, 2-3 times a year. That's it. Wow. Maybe 10 at my mom's. But if we ended up staying at my granny's, it was different. So like I don't even remember going to church from like 12 or 13 and some of 14. And then I end up meeting this, and then I'll never forget, my cousins came and was like, man, you got to meet the new pastor, And then I've been in church since. But that's kind of how I made the decision. Like, and then I went to school. Once I got to college, I'm like, man, I love to learn. So when I got to college, I'm like, man, what's the thing that's going to be easiest to translate? And it was into music. So, and I loved it. Like, what could I do for free? I already had it figured out in my mind. What could I do for free? That I would like somebody to pay me for instantly, music. So I took some recording classes at Owens. Shout out to Owens for that. Got the certificate before it was, that's how old I am. It wasn't even the degree program yet. It's just you get the certificate when you was done. And at that point, I was still living I had got a job at Jeep, so I had a bunch of money, and I was just being stupid. I was in the clubs throwing all that Jeep money.
Yeah.
Just being dumb.
Right.
But I was known for singing and stuff, just in school and being silly or whatever. But shout out to the company, WALL Music. I never forget, we started doing music from that because we like babies of Posmov. Like
talk about that a little bit. Like, okay. I know Posmov, you got Tub, Black Smurf, Tobias.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss nobody.
Tub, Tobias, Black Smurf, Lane, B White,
yeah.
We just talking about people who was around, or we talking about artists? Because
people that contributed to
talk about artists or people who just was around is different. Because there was a lot of people in Posmov who weren't artists. Like, technically, I'm in it, but even then, I didn't do anything. Like, they couldn't get me to do nothing. So if you just talking about who made music,
it was tons of people that came and made music. Like James Jones came in and was involved in.
Basically, So Duke will be Duke will be in Posmov too. So it's like, but when it comes to the main people, is you go back to Smurf, to Tobias, B White, like those are the main one, and then Kiara.
Yeah. She was like the first.
Yeah, she was the first one to get like some traction.
Right.
But then, basically, I think that Posmov changed Toledo culture with the Drew Hump, when they did the Fresh to Death mixtape with Drew Hump. Basically, when Clemmy, they just basically got all the top rappers and some of the dopest singers in the city to get on one project, and they produced it. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like, I remember sitting in them sessions, I would not do nothing. I'm like, dude, you sing. Why are you not doing nothing? I'm like, because I only want to do stuff with Christ. And you see how long that lasted. And I had to come back to that. But so we basically are birthed out of that.
So WALL Music is kind of was the understudies, per se.
Yeah, no, I mean, it really was, like, because you got to think out of Posmov came the Young Professionals, which were, to me, the first hip hop / R&B / soul / play every type of genre.
You couldn't put a genre on top of Young Professionals.
Right. They played everything. They were the first band that did it, and then they had interchangeable parts.
Yeah, Rob Lewis could play bass.
Well, RC was only the drummer.
I know back then.
Yeah.
And he kind of morphed into.
You know what's crazy? He never played the bass for Young Professionals.
He didn't?
Who was he going to play over?
Right. Tub or
Duke or James?
Duke? Right, yeah.
No.
Right.
And so he would be interchangeable. Shoot, it was a struggle trying to not play when Kyle was in town.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Kyle played the bass too, yeah.
No, well, Kyle played the set.
Yeah, I know he played the set, but he was playing the bass too.
You got to think, even then, at that time, RC and AD, same age.
Oh, man.
Same era. Oh, so when you go to third tier, it was AD that was next.
Right.
And then you got only as the drummers, you sit there because you got Kyle, RC, and you got Rio.
Yeah.
3 drummers.
Yeah.
Then the only thing was they only had one guitar player, which is Tub. Tub was not interchangeable because we just didn't have any guitar players that was as good as Tub.
Right.
Who can do that? Bass was kind of interchangeable, but it usually was Duke a lot, unless like when Smurf got to moving around.
Yeah.
Duke moved right to the keys like it was nothing. Didn't miss nothing.
Yeah.
And then probably at that time, usually Adrian would fill in. But shoot, for a long time, they was always set. Like there was always a set band. And it was crazy because they were so crazy with it. They didn't even need a singer, bro. Nobody ever sang that.
I know. Yeah.
Like what's crazy is I would go do a little bit of something, like a little hook, and they'd be like, okay, don't do no verses. You about to do a little hook, and it's about to be short. And I mean short.
Right.
But it was crazy. So we kind of got what Wall Music did is like Posmov did like a show, or the Young Professionals did a show for somebody. And I never forget this time because me and Adrian was shopping it felt like we was all day going. And this is some nobody was wearing Vans. Me and Deezy went and got these checker Vans, colored on one side, black and white on the other.
Wow.
It's the only ones with them. And then out of nowhere, like in the city, they just everybody started wearing Vans after we was wearing them. But they actually did a concert for the X, which is Marley and Chief.
Oh, really?
It was crazy. And after that, so this is how everything about to tie together. We started doing music. RC started tracking. Rashad started tracking, and Adrian started tracking. I tried to track, wasn't really good, but that's not the point. But they started tracking. I would have everything. I would still be writing songs, but it wasn't nothing to hang your hat on. But we had a house, and I'll never forget. Here come this name again, Sasha.
Yeah.
Knew this one of my best friends in the world. She knew I had them notebooks and like 6 notebooks of songs that I just wrote songs all day.
Wow.
And she came and got me. His house about to come full circle again. Marley produced a song nobody could write to. He produced a beat nobody could write to. And Sasha was like, dude, Shannon can write to that song because he can write to everything. She's like, I've never seen somebody who can literally write to like a snap. And that's it. She's like, I don't care what you can be scratching your head. He'll write a song to it. And so she came and got me. It was a house. We was doing some obscene things in that house. I never forget. She came and picked me up. Took me to the studio. Took me to Frank Wright's. I got reacquainted with CJ because I kind of grew up with CJ just from the hood I was at because he was the engineer.
Right.
Shelly, who was a part of Posmov, was there with CJ.
Oh.
So when I walk in, it's like a big reunion.
Yeah.
Shelly there, Sasha there, CJ there, and then I walk in, and guess who in another room recording? Tracy.
Wow.
So Tracy comes in.
Right. Yeah.
Like, oh, y'all better get him on something. He been like this since high school. I never look back.
Yeah.
That is 2020. That was in 2007 or 6. I took 11 months off in the last 13 years.
Wow.
Total.
Wow.
For music. And so that's how I kind of got introduced to it. It was Sasha, man. Sasha always involved in something. And so I wrote this song called I don't know if it was Runway Fresh. I don't know what song it was. It was Outer Space Love. And they thought the song was so crazy. And Outer Space Love did so well and throughout the studio and throughout everybody. Because when Frank Wright had the studio, everybody recorded with at Frank Wright studio. So the song was crazy and it just circulated throughout the studio. And they're like, well, let's see if we can do it again. And then this at the time when black people first started getting popularized the fashion shows. I wrote a song called Runway Fresh. See, Chief was on Outer Space Love, but Runway Fresh, Country was on. We did. They played it. They played it at a fashion show. It was over since then. And when that started though, like to be honest, and this ain't me bigging me up, everybody who was in the studio was trying to get me to write with their team. Like, it didn't matter if it was MBMG. It didn't matter who. Shout out to MBMG, who always showed love. It didn't matter who it was. They was like, yeah, we want to get you to write. And I'm like, nah, I got my own team. Because I already knew we was tracking anyway.
Right.
But that's how I kind of introduced RC and Adrian over there, so they can get acquainted with them cats for being musicians. So first thing I did, I brought Adrian in, played some bass on something. Yeah. Next session I had, I brought RC in.
Right.
And so when they asking, I'm like, well, y'all see my members. We already had Rashad as a drummer. Yeah. My brother didn't feel comfortable enough to play guitar with us yet. So I never forget, the boy RC called me at 2:20 something in the morning. Like, I got the name. We're all listeners. Listen, I mean, we're all listening. Something weird. I'm like, oh no, we got to just change the last word. Where all listeners live. It's like, that's it. We wall music. Hung up. Called him like a week later. I'm like, man, he had just started. He was with Brittany Berg. I was like, he was like, man, you trying to do a studio? I was like, what's up? He's like, what you doing? I'm like, about to get dressed so we can go buy a computer. Just like that. Went to go pick him up. We went to one of the discount computer spots. He went and got the disc from Chris Bird, new window, and then we never looked back. I mean, we had somebody who was already like even young as a legend rapping, like T Weez. Yeah. On the North, he was as big as Stink Bomb. Wow. When he first came to Wall Music, right? We know how big Stink Bomb is, especially on the North. Right. T. Welch was as big as him at the time, just because of how his lyrical skill was. Like, he still to this day will out rap you. Don't rap with him. Like, I don't like having to rap on the same song, because he's just a rapper. Yeah. And now, like, that's what he was good at. Now he know how to make songs. So he's tough to deal with. But ever since then, that's how Wall Music was formed. We just expanded. So everybody who wasn't necessarily the founders, which is like me, RC, Rashad, and Adrian, they still like a first generation A. So that's when Armani and Ryan came in, and Ryan Ferguson, and my brother, of course, Bandit, and like David James and Del Rey, and shoot, it looked like we was just a label full of artists, and I mean full of musicians. Yeah. And then Tony Durden. Man, it's funny. I used to be skating Wednesday, singing my heart out, rolling around the skating rink, singing. Mm-hmm. Didn't know if I was pitchy, didn't care. But Tony, who one of the best singers in Toledo, who I kind of grew up watching him sing, I forgot who he was after I got grown. I'm just rolling around singing. He like, I like your tone one day. I'm like, good looking. Not even thinking it's Tony, bro. Tony, one of the best singers I've ever heard in my life, signed or unsigned. Tony was the next move. I ended up seeing him me, Adrian, and Rayshawn, who also with us too. We went skating.
Rayshawn McQueen.
Yes. Yeah. We went skating, bro, again. And we on the side, and I always looked at him as a bro, as a big bro, Tony, anyway. Yeah. He was singing he did some song was on, and at that time we was skating every week. So I seen him every Wednesday. Never even talked about music. I heard one run he did. I said, "Looks, bro, we got a label."
That was it. Yeah.
I want to like it wasn't like it was just like, man, we ain't got no money to sign nobody. We just want you to be the, right. What we doing. Yeah. And it wasn't like a brand new person, because when you know how it is when we in church, when you in that, we all know each other.
Right, yeah.
So he was with it. It wasn't a bunch of strangers. So he was comfortable right away. And we just got to work. But music for me now is different. I don't know how much I still love it, being an artist, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, it's more of a business type of thing, right?
Yeah, because I know how you look at me as an artist.
Yeah.
But I'm about to disappoint you.
What? Why? How?
3 more albums and I'm out.
Are you done?
As an artist.
As an artist.
I'll never stop writing. Okay. Never ever stop writing.
Why you make that decision to be done?
Because you know what's crazy? Music for us is a young person's thing. Like I'm a natural competitor, and I feel like I'm a failure if I don't get to a certain status. I'm just gonna be 100. I ain't even told I told them that, but once they hear it now, this gonna be their first time hearing it. And then I'm not naive, bro. Like I know in a realm I'm in, I will never be able to sing as good as I need to sing to be in that realm.
Okay.
Songwriting, I don't care who it is. My pen gonna be as strong as anybody alive.
Right.
And I feel that way. I feel like I'm a good singer, not a great singer. Mm-hmm. To take it to another level, you have to be great to me. But I feel like I'm a very good singer and a very good rapper. Combine them, I'm a very good artist.
Right.
That's good to have when you 20.
Okay. And how old are you now?
35.
Okay.
You know
so
what I'm
you
saying?
feel
When you're in
that.
your 20s.
Yeah.
Because like during that time, the time where I should have been grinding, which especially when I was under Paz Mob.
Mm-hmm.
And I do got to backtrack. I did this song with Jay Carn and Eddie Ridley at 18, fresh out of high school. I mean, like literally, we graduated one day. 1 week later, we was in the studio, and it went crazy because I basically was still in high school.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is Jason's dad actually was the one who had the CD burner. It was very rare that back then you would have a CD burner. Right. So guess what he burned? All the song over and over again.
Oh wow!
I went into Scott one day. I had a couple experiences like this in my life. I went into Scott one day. The whole gym just did the hook.
Wow!
Like it was surreal, and so like that probably spoiled me to artistry. But from 18 to when I got back in the studio, I did some stuff with Peanut. Shout out to P-Dash. Peanut Haynes, from all the Haynes family.
Yeah.
He the one that got me back in the studio, but after like 18, 19, I didn't do nothing until I was I had to be like 23. That's too big of a gap.
Yeah.
Especially how music was changing.
Right.
Too big of a gap. But during that time, I had to make sure my kids were straight. I had two daughters.
I mean, life happens though.
Yeah. And I wish I would have just did music. I tried to avoid it. I ain't gonna lie. I tried to avoid it like the plague. But I really just couldn't run from it. So I embraced it.
What made you try to avoid it? Like what? Because
really, like before I understood my dad's sickness, anything that reminded me of him, I didn't want nothing to do with it.
Right.
But I also didn't understand that at the time, like what schizophrenia was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was disappointed. Like I always said to people, my dad was around. He just wasn't there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that he didn't want to be. He literally couldn't be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
I ended up staying with my dad later on in my 20s for a week. And then I ended up taking care of my dad when I bought my house a few years back. And I realized how much of a genius he was and what music was to him. Mm-hmm. Music was his sanity. And so when the group wasn't as hot as they was, that kind of expanded his sickness even more.
Right.
But it made me respect my dad so much more. But really, it made me respect my mother even more. So that's why I didn't want to. But that's why I didn't want to do music, because I didn't understand. I just knew my dad wasn't there. Right. That's all I knew. No matter what was going on, I just knew he wasn't there. My brother is pretty good without him, but I know for myself, I needed a father, and I didn't want to have nothing to do with that. Even though I never stopped singing in church and never stopped doing nothing, so it was really dumb. I never really stopped singing in church or nothing. So it was just dumb of me to waste that time. But when I got it and embraced it, man, I just kept getting better and better and better and better. And now I feel like now musically, I'm a force and a mentor. Like now I mentor cats and that's what I want to do. Like I'm somebody OG, Jesse. Like people OG now.
Yeah, you are. But you talk about like now you feel like okay, you got 3 more you want to do and you're done. Mm-hmm. As far as being an artist, I understand that. I was never an artist, but as far as
we talked about this.
Yeah, as far as like doing music and doing everything that I do, graphic design, even doing the podcast, it's like I know how to do these things, but I want to pass on what I know how to do to other people. And the thing, what I want to do with the podcast, I haven't even told anybody yet. But what I want to do is
breaking news.
Well, what I want to do is like the interviews that I'm having with you. That's fine. I can't reach the younger generation as far as music.
Are you interviewing me right now for this position?
Yes, I am. I'm serious. I want somebody
I
who knows.
I knew you had something up your
season
sleeve,
finale.
Yo, he just finessed me over here.
Season finale. No,
interview.
Seriously. You know the artist. I don't know the artist. I don't know the local artist. I'm not in that scene anymore.
Yeah,
I was 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
I know the older people like you and Tracy and T Diamond.
Shout out to T Diamond.
And I know all these people. But what I want to do is focus more on the business side of Toledo, entrepreneurs. Yeah. So I need somebody who's into the music scene to take care of those and do these interviews because they contacted me all the time. Can I get on an interview? Can I get on an interview? Yeah, but I can't have this conversation with you.
Man,
I know somebody else who can though. I got to see if they're ready to do that.
You know what's crazy? This is my lane. It really is because I'm a talker. But here's the thing: somebody gonna want to fight me.
Dude, hey. That's not me though. That's you though.
Yeah, that's my personality.
Because when you look at shows like Sway,
mm-hmm.
he talks to these people and he tells them that was whack, man. That song was that freestyle was whack. Because he's in that lane. No matter how old he is, but he stayed in that lane throughout his career. I was out for a minute, like 10 years.
Yeah.
So I don't have that communication with the younger artists. I know somebody who does though.
Finesse me. I can't wait to get on Facebook and make a status. I would love to do it.
Okay.
So, got a new building. I would love to do it.
Yeah.
We can do it together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll produce the show and everything. I'll be the person behind the scenes and putting everything together. It's just I need a host for that. For the artist version of this show.
We're going to handshake and agree.
Yeah.
I agree right now to be the host of 419 Grind Podcast.
Okay.
So that's done.
I'll take care of the business side of the entrepreneurs doing the interview, and you take care of the musicians and the artists.
Because I do want to show one thing I do all the time, and here's something that's breaking news on here. I don't have to get on my phone because I promised them I'm going to shout them out. One thing I'm doing, even though this what gives me an advantage to me because I grew up in the streets and I've always been known as like this Christian dude, and people are like, oh, Shan saved, he only gonna go so far. So, but I've always been the one who would fight,
right?
And they know that,
right?
So that always gave me, some kind of edge to be able. So when people make these lists, right, of who's the greatest out of Toledo or who's the best artist and stuff like that, I be smoking them like, dude. Think you sweet if you want to and make me call 3G. Don't talk. Right. Don't make me call these people who gonna rip stages. Like y'all want to talk about rap. Take that same band. I'll give you my band. Cause you sweet. That's cool. But get you a load of Tiffany Campbell.
Right.
Do that.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you nice. Follow Nitra.
Right.
Like follow him. Follow Marcus.
Yeah.
Come on. Follow them. I don't care what beat you put on.
Right.
Follow them. Yeah, hip hop is hard, but
you got phenomenal voices that people don't even or listen to or want to hear because they're not in that and out in the open.
Well, I will say this though. At this time in 2020, especially because of all that people who made it out and that's still active, like the Tubbs and the Marleys. Marley really don't produce as much as he used to. He's do a lot of business, but shout out to bro. It's his birthday too.
Oh,
but
happy birthday.
shout out to Marley. But because they are still active, this is literally the best time in music ever in Toledo.
Right.
Because the acts are coming. Like and ironically, where most of the talent is, a lot of the talent is in church.
Yeah. Hidden talent. Like
So
literally.
So that's ironically, that's the only thing that's missing.
Yeah.
We got the best rappers that we ever had. Clemmy still active. B. White still active.
Right.
You got the young cats that's coming up. You got Felice that's crazy. YG5. You got Pair Gang. Like it. Rocky still active. Like man, come on, man. Like Chief, man. This is the best time for music because people still going. Tracy's still going. CJ working on something. Sasha dropping. Nitra dropping. Summer. Mark. Like
Summer Conley. Yeah.
You see her video?
Yeah.
Crazy. See Kinamori stuff? Crazy.
Yeah.
Like these is really talented cats. Like, and so this is a great time in music. The only thing that we missing to make it whole is gospel. So let me tell you. Insight.
Talk about it.
When we were coming up, remember when we were coming up and we would do these events and they would be so big, we would have to take them to like hotels and it'd be
it was
hot
one
church.
every month. It was something.
We talking about 15 fire.
Yeah.
I mean fire.
Yeah.
Choirs or
young
groups like H2O, 4HG.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like crazy.
H2O. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't want to get to talk about them, bro. I feel like I'm referencing with Tub in that too much.
No, that's
like,
that's crazy though. They had
Juice,
and
then you got people like Juice who in boss positions. Like that's crazy. And then you got Jason Rome who dope. Like I met Brian Michael Cox. I end up going to can't think of my man's name. Rico Love contest, and he like, dude, he gave me like the biggest compliment like that you can get far as winning. Like, dude, if y'all in his area, he need to be writing your songs. But I ended up meeting B Cox, and then he asked me where I was from. I told him Ohio, and he told me what part. I mean, I said, man, look, Jason Rome, one of his best friends.
Really? Wow. So he knew of Toledo then.
Yeah, no Smurf. Well, no Tub. Like he got a name dropping all of them. Like, yeah, I know them. He's like Jason, one of my is my homeboy.
Wow,
crazy. And so these are people right from the city, bro. And so I think with me, I can actually expand it as well because you got people who got clothing brands like Drake,
right?
Drake with Toledo and Chris, they sponsor my concert in the garage. Was one of the sponsors for the concert in the garage.
Okay,
crazy. Yeah. Like people don't even know about partnering up so you can be bigger.
Yeah.
Well, you got fashion, and I think that's where I'll come into play too because I like clothes. So you got fashion, you got food.
Yeah.
Because right at this point, and this I ain't gonna get to this yet, but we're gonna talk about it. But it's so many people who don't want to work for other people, and they want to change the narrative and culture.
Right.
So you got all these other aspects, but back to the music, which is what I specialize in. I decided that I was going to do. It was a secret, but now I made a status on Facebook. I think I want to do like a gospel mixtape with some of the dopest artists in the city. Who y'all want to see a part of it? 156 comments. So I'm like, oh, okay, y'all, this got too real. I made a group with like 30 people, and I know I left some people out, so I still be adding people daily.
Right.
Do you know like these people are super excited, bro? That was 8 days ago. I'm 4 songs done.
Wow.
8 days.
Wow.
Every song has somebody featured on them with them.
Wow.
Never met before. So they come into the studio.
That's dope. Yeah.
They meet each other.
Right.
And I write the songs on the spot.
I like that. Oh man, on the spot.
I haven't explained to you how I write, huh?
No, you haven't.
I don't write with
we
pen
kind
or
of
pad.
we kind of talked about it before, but you know.
Yeah, I don't write with pens and pads. Everything's a feel. I wrote, like I told you before, I had the notebooks. God just elevated that and took it to a peak where I don't write with pens or pad or nothing. Like how Jay-Z write, how Wayne write.
Yeah.
Like that's how I do with songs. And so with me, I think of the notes. My brain is just crazy. So I think of the words, the notes, the harmonies, and melodies all in one session at one time. And so, and they all be different. I got my own, I got a sound, but like the crazy part be having people watch me and be like, how in the heck are you doing this?
Yeah.
So I still haven't got used to it yet. But when it comes to that, instead of me complaining about, man, I want to do a love and laughter, but for the church, I'll create it and put it on wax and let them hear themselves back.
Yeah.
Like the people who already recorded me, they either text me every other day or they text me every day. Two people already start trying to do their project with me.
Wow.
8 days. They only had to hear themselves one time on the track.
Yeah.
They like, how we get it done. So, like, once I realized that I'm no longer the young guy trying to figure it out and wait for somebody else to happen, I realized for like the last 8 years, I am the one that
I'm about to say you're the guy. Yeah.
I didn't think about that though. I had to think about it like,
you know what it is
me.
though, because you still feel the vigor and you still feel young. You're still excited about it.
Yeah, I do. Like that was doing that put a new jolt in me. But I mean, I ain't gonna get too spiritual, but it's a spiritual attack on my mind just from doing that. After having so much like quick success, it's put me into a depression where usually people will be excited.
Right.
I'm like, I didn't want to get out of bed. I was cranky at work, and it wasn't the greatest feeling. And this is recent. This is like 3 days ago.
Oh,
yeah. So it's real recent.
Yeah.
Like literally. So my thing is, I won't stop. I kind of talk. I had made a status on Facebook too when I got sick. I got sick on the day of the concert, and I did cool, as Brittany would say. You was cool for 2.5 songs.
Yeah, your voice went.
And then it just left, and I didn't understand why it took such a hard left. End up having a whole virus, like a bad virus, where I couldn't even go to work for a week.
Wow.
They told me I wasn't even gonna sing. I wasn't supposed to be doing nothing, but I'm hard headed. I went right to the studio on them off days, and made like 14. I mean, like 1,400 in like 3 days.
Wow.
But the thing is, I got mad. I really got mad at the enemy. So that's where it came from. I'm like, man, I've never been through so much trying to put out my gospel records. The last two,
right.
I ain't never went through so much. That was like so strenuous on me. So now I take everything personal. Like any attack on me, I'm taking it personal. That's why I'm like, okay, well now you better get an army of people who gonna want to do music and not just me.
Right. Yeah.
So now when they hear themselves back, it's over. I'm talking about like people coming out the wood. I'm talking Nikki D, Brian, Tiff. I mean, everybody about to be working. Sometimes I might do a song and just send it to them. Sing the song, send it to them. This your song.
Right.
What verse you want? I just did that for Brian. I already started Nikki D. I don't know how it's gonna work with me and Tiffany. Everything just be funny. I didn't know her so long. I've been on everybody so long, but me and Tiffany was always super close. So, I mean, when it comes to music in that realm, I think that's the only thing that's missing. Everybody else, they grinding, man. Like, I go sit over at CJ's, who taught me so much, other than being with Peanut and Posma and my dad and them coming up. CJ is the person, other than learning on my own, who's taught me the most.
Well, CJ's a genius, so
he's still my favorite artist in Toledo right now. Probably between him and Tiff. Like they my favorite artists. Like Chief, like people got categories. Like Kanye, my second favorite artist after Mike. That don't make him the best rapper. I just like his artistry.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson is not the best singer. No. I just like him as an artist and how he did, how he moved as an artist. It was very smart. How Kanye moved is smart. Yeah. He fried, but I like it because like I understand the mind of a genius.
Yeah. They don't think like regular people. Well, y'all don't think like regular people.
We don't.
You don't at all.
Don't. Like and shoot, that thing got me in trouble a lot. And so like even with War Music, man, listen, be taking them boys through the ringer. I be getting on that God put them in my life for a reason because there had to be somebody who will be forgiving. And they be like, that's just Shan, but we ain't even about to let that slide.
Right.
Polish up.
Yeah.
And so it kind of polished me up. I love my guys between them and Tracy. Like you need people who gonna hold you accountable.
Yeah.
But like people gotta understand too, they gotta go in different spaces and get vibes. Like music is such a vibration. That's why I feel like the thing that was missing is the gospel. That's why the world's so bad right now.
It's like down. Gospel music has I don't want to say disappeared.
Oh, you can say that.
But there is no prominent voice or sound in gospel music anymore. Not lately.
As a whole,
maybe I'm missing something.
As a whole, or just locally.
Locally, like
definitely. Okay, yeah.
Well, as a whole, I mean, there's still some, but locally,
let's talk about it.
Talk about what do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about it. Like no prominent. This is how honest I am. It's no way in what I'm doing. And what I'm doing, yes, I should be ranked where I am as like a top 3, 4, 2 gospel artist here. Mm-hmm. But now when you have Jacob Bates, Jason Bates, and Tawan Gaston, and I can, and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on, like, and Amy, and like, you got these people who are phenomenal songwriters and everything. I ain't say that as no this either. That's a compliment. Like I look up to these people.
Right.
Like the greatest of us ain't doing nothing. I always bring up a name like she a ghost to these cats in the studio named Shelly. When I say Shelly, it's like who I didn't heard they like, man, I didn't heard everybody be sweet. Who is this Shelly? All right. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Right.
Y'all think I'm a hound. Shelly different. And so like you got some of the best of the best not putting stuff into the atmosphere that can last. That's an attack. RC just texted me yesterday. He just texted me, man, I ain't really been talking to nobody. I've been tired. And I said, bro, that same thing with me. And then I told him what I just told you. He was the only other person I told. Mm-hmm. And he was like, man, I think it's just an attack on creatives. And it makes sense.
Right.
The most creative of us are being weirdly.
Actually that's always going on. Like since forever. But like when I was doing what I was doing 20 years ago, 10 years ago, Project 360.
Shout out to Project 360 though.
So when I was doing that, we did that. We put out records. We had a studio. We did shows and everything. Mm-hmm. And it's like we fought the hardest to keep ourselves together. We fought within each other. I mean, it was because
I know it.
It was because that's just how it is with musicians, and you're always being attacked. Even when I do the artwork, I quit thousands of times because I feel like, oh man, what's the point of me doing this? Why am I doing this? I got a job now. I work at Jeep now. Why am I doing this? But that's something that keeps me going. Yeah. Like artistry, music, the arts, even this right here, it keeps me going.
Keep you going. And this was crazy about that statement. The best thing that we ever could have did in world music and worst is separate.
Yeah.
Like we still a company, but we all work separately. Armani got his own thing. He world music. I got my own thing. I'm Wall Music.
Right.
RC got his own thing. Wall Music. Rashad. Wall Music. Bandit. Wall. Like we all got our own thing, and then we got subsidiaries. Like David James is in Wall Music.
Okay.
He just started his own music store.
Yeah, I saw that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so we a umbrella company who has birthed a lot of things. Shoot, you can look at Big Steve, our legendary producer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just the stuff that we are capable of doing is tough, bro. It's tough because it's always about gauging when you got to be who gonna be Jesus this week and who gonna be a disciple,
right?
Because every idea is probably gonna require a Jesus,
yeah,
and then it's gonna require some disciples,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And when everybody feel like they got the talent to the genius, like the God like talent, and I'm just using that as a reference. You know, I'm a Bible dude, so I'm always doing Bible stuff. But who is this? Who is ready to serve? That's what me and my brother actually got our haircut today, and that's what we had. We discussed that. Everybody want to be in charge, but the best people in charge are servants. Jesus was the greatest servant of all, bro.
Right.
And so, what I learned about leadership is, what can I do for you? How can I make your job easier?
Right.
What can I do to make you? How can I help you on the drums? Rashad, how can I help you with the like? And they be like, what? And then if they tell me you can help me by worrying about you, then I'm cool.
Right.
Then I can worry about just me.
Right.
And so we grew to that. And everything, like our conversations be interesting now, where like we can hold each other accountable without everybody getting attitude, and we look at it like, oh yeah, that's a challenge now.
Right.
You ain't calling me out. You calling me the greater. Whereas I have been doing it a long time, but I ain't been doing it in the nicest ways.
Right.
But now how we go about it, we just all accept it as challenge, as a challenge. We just did it this week, and then this boy, to be honest, within our group, this boy Armani then drops like, oh, make no mistake about it, I've been stepping up. This boy dropped a whole live arrangement of this cat on Instagram. When I say that mug's so crazy, you can just see the growth within each other. Now, because we separated and we mature, I think now is the time to come back together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So eventually I'm going to do a whole Wall Music podcast where we all going to be here. Yeah. And we're going to be talking. We going to tell some stories.
That'd be nice.
We're going to talk about Deezy.
Right.
All of that. You know what I'm saying? Because even though it's tough, a lot of people, you know, it's different. I think it was just me, Armani, and Ryan that was married, but Armani was young and married, like a kid when he was married. So was I, to be honest. But now and like people only had one kid or no kids at the time. Yeah. Everybody got kids in the family in the house now. And so it's a little bit different. And now we ain't just doing stuff to do it. We ain't doing stuff because we want the chicks to come to the shows. We doing it with everything with a purpose. Like even when I did the garage, that was with a purpose. I want people to steal the idea. Right. I want y'all to have to call me. Right. And ask me how much it costs. Yeah. And then you say yes or no. Right. When I give you a price. That's business. I learned from working at Buckeye the power of business. Yeah. And so when you have something to offer, you got to respect it or check it. Yeah. You got to.
Now, I don't want to cut you off unless you had.
No, go ahead.
When you talk about business, like who do you look up to as far as like it don't have to be music industry, but as far as as an African American business,
who's yours?
Mine is Damon John.
Okay. My favorite entrepreneur that's black of all time, just because of my era, is Master P.
Okay. Why?
Master P, one, he do music. Two, he real niggified. He did it like as a,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a street dude smart.
Right.
He went and made his own deal. One of the stories he said is like, if y'all want to give me $1 million, I mean, I know I'm at least worth 10. Shoot, I got $1 million. So once he made his money after selling the CDs out the trunk, that gave him the power. Y'all need me now if y'all want to make some money. So he did something because they didn't even believe in him. Like, he just got this money. Let's just do it because we can. Whatever we get, this basically just a power play.
Right.
The boy sold over 50 million albums at 85% royalties.
Wow.
You know how much money?
That's a crazy deal. Like you don't.
And then we talking about we back in the era at $11 CDs.
Yeah.
And then he one of the people who ushered in the double disc. So you remember,
remember
them 22 song albums. Dog. So his stuff probably going for 17.
Yeah. Making 85% of each. Wow.
And you touring, and you the biggest company. Period.
Yeah.
Like, period. Everybody need to thank them in the South.
Right.
And you always see them get glossed over.
Even now though.
Yeah, that's
even
what I mean.
now. Yeah.
You always see them get glossed over, but it is no Cash Money in the way that they were beat without Master P.
Right.
Master P between No Limit and between No Limit, Dungeon Family, and probably what's my guy's name? And UGK. Single-handedly mainstream down south music and Uncle Luke.
Right.
But the way that P did it, to make money, to be flashy with it, and be street with it.
Right. Yeah.
Don't that sound like Cash? Don't that sound like Cash Money? Literally.
Yeah. It's like
Cash Money fused all four of them.
They took the blueprint. Yeah. They took the blueprint and just ran with it.
Yeah. Because you got to think. Like one of my favorite albums of all time is 400 Degrees. It's in my top 10 favorite hip hop albums of all time. It's in my top 20 best hip hop albums of all time.
Okay.
So if you look at 400 Degrees, one of the biggest songs, and I just heard it today when I was getting gas, it's Back That Ass Up, right?
Right.
There's Uncle Luke. Gone. Out the way. When you talk about anything that's trapping, UGK. Got it.
Yeah.
Done. Anything that's turned up, then they had that on 400 Degrees.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like a gateway to the South.
400 Degrees captured every single thing that was popping in the South.
Right.
One album.
Yeah.
One album captured everything that it was about. Even Juvenile is a lyricist. Right. He ain't just a person who can just get on there and say anything.
Right.
Now, Han was just so different that was the one thing that they had that was Southern that they made a gateway for. But even when it was about the story, like the storytelling on there, that took care of the Dungeon Family and Outkast.
Right.
And these times we gotta hustle.
Right.
My pockets be hurt. Man, listen, dog. Like with the music, people don't even know Jazzy Faye playing the bass.
Oh, is he? Wow.
Like that's Jazzy Faye.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's why that album's so special. But that's another reason why I love P. Because about time they got to do it, who was bigger than P? And No Limit. Nobody. So guess what the labels was looking for? The next group. Not the next Silk the Shocker or C Murder or Master P.
Okay.
They were looking for the next who's the next No Limit?
Right.
Who the dudes that already had their money just like them?
Cash Money. Yeah.
We want to be we want what they doing, but we want to keep the money.
Right.
Who can capture that? Last time I checked, Cash Money still going.
Yeah.
He's still making money right now. He just transitioned over from music. Shout out to P though, because P show a lot of Toledo people love. Like I wish P would probably sign me if he found me.
Mm-hmm.
He would, because he probably would just like the energy. And then in the realm of being in gospel, having that, you know what I do.
Yeah.
So doing that on a national level.
Right.
National.
I mean, I told you this, 3 albums ago.
Yeah.
Like that was probably the most diverse album that can keep me from start to finish without having to change the song, without having to cut the CD off.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. But I really believe something like me being an artist and me being a national artist, that's the only way I keep going. And I know a lot of people saying, don't get the deal. Well, tell that to somebody else. I want the deal.
Right.
Because it's not about me. It's not about the money. I own my house and own my cars. So even if I go back to that lifestyle, I'm 35.
Right. Yeah.
What, I'm going to get used to a lifestyle for 5 years and lose it all? No. I mean, and like lose my marbles if I got to go back to regular life.
Right.
I want to do what I want to do. Like, you got my EPK. You know what my goal is. I want to make Christianity cool I want it to be cool to love God. That's it.
Right.
Like, it's okay, bro. You can dress.
Let me ask you about that a little bit. When it comes to making Christianity cool or Christian music cool or gospel rap cool.
First of all, gospel rap is the hardest genre in the world.
It is. Ask Lecrae.
I will get signed to Reach too, because I mess with Lecrae.
He's probably one of my top artists of all time.
Yeah, me
by
too.
The way. But when it comes to making it cool again, making it popular, do you think that's what Kanye was doing when he put out that album, or was it a genuine reach for trying to reach?
I'm a little biased with Kanye.
I know you love him.
Yep, I do. But here's the thing. I'm up in the air to see if he tried to sell God, or did he really have a legit change?
We don't know that,
and that's not my job. That's not my job to judge it. But if he did sell God, it was ingenious. If, like, as an artist, it's a genius move.
It is, yeah.
I mean, you can call it what you want. It was a genius move to do something. He got in a lane that nobody was in.
Right. Well, not that nobody was in. Nobody in
nobody who can do it.
Nobody in his echelon.
Let's talk about this. I didn't have to turn my chair.
No, seriously, nobody. Like, Lecrae been doing this since '99.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What's your favorite Kanye West song right now?
My favorite Kanye West song? That's not going to change. It has nothing to do with his albums that he just put out now.
I get it. What is it?
It's probably Amazing.
So amazing.
Yeah.
With what's the name?
Yeah.
With Jeezy.
Yep.
Okay. My favorite Kanye song is still his first single, Through the Wire. Right? And probably that and All of the Lights is
I guess it's so many.
1-1, right? But none of them songs catapulted him like Jesus Walks. Kanye smart.
Yeah.
That Jesus Walks was the third single.
T.I. said that song made gospel rap popular. Gospel rap. I do quotes because that wasn't a gospel song. It wasn't, but it made it popular to talk about Jesus.
But listen though, they said you can rap about anything except for Jesus. You talking about sex, lies, drugs, and videotape. But if I talk about God, my album won't get played, huh? So if this take away from my spins, would it probably take away from my ends, and I hope this take away from my sins and bring the day that I'm dreaming out. Next time I'm in it, talking.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He talking.
Right.
Like, and this is where Kanye went wrong. That's what we needed. I will say this about Kanye album. If we could find a way to mix every gospel album like his, did you hear the mix of the part?
Yeah. The sound was perfect. I've never heard anything
ever
like that on any level of music, any genre of music. That was probably the best. Now the mix, the sound was there, but it was just the content to me.
Yeah.
The content was not.
You know what it sounded like? A baby Christian.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't sound like I wanted it to sound like Jesus Walks.
You wanted it to sound like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But here's the thing. I ain't a baby Christian. So I can talk in entendres and still have like, dang, this got to be gospel music because of how, if you know the word, then you're like, dang, I can't find no fault in it because it's scripturally based.
Right.
So what Kanye did and what killed him is he did what he had an idea of what gospel music should
sound
be.
like. Yeah.
Or what,
I mean, but to be honest, that's what it should sound like.
well,
But as far as like
yes,
the progression of the way the choir was presented,
wise, yes. But Kanye can really rap.
Yeah. But he didn't rap on. He didn't do it on that album.
But he had writers. So what? I mean, you can't take away from the fact that he still can't write for himself. He can still write for himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he can really rap, and he could have talked like how he should have talked. He could have did a Jesus Walks too. It didn't matter. It like, and that's the thing. When I say about popularizing gospel music, especially like gospel rap, I believe it's definitely life and death and the power of the tongue. Mm-hmm. My favorite genre of music right now is battle rap.
Really?
Not singing. I'm talking about no beat.
Oh wow.
Talk. You know why? I'm a writer. That's number one. But number two, it is I write, I project, I perform better than you. No music, none of that. It might just be me and you. It might be just the crowd energy. But that's the best. That's the best competitive thing. Make no mistake about it. All music is competitive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that right there is amazing. So I take gospel rap in this aspect. Can you play your songs in a room that's full of people and not be ashamed or scared? If you cannot, you can't be an artist.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what I mean by popularizing it. Can I play this, and no matter what happens, you can listen to it, and somebody else gonna play their records, and they gonna turn up the same.
Right.
I feel like on my last project, definitely this last one, No Genre, I definitely did that, and only because the worldly people said I did it.
Right.
The people who I won't say his name, but it's one of my good friends who don't believe in nothing. He said, man, if people presented gospel music like this, I might go to church. He said, I probably would.
Right. But to me, what you do, it's gospel music in a sense, right? But to me, it's an artist as yourself who's doing music, but you're a Christian. You're
yes, like
you're
Lecrae.
a Christian.
That's why I understood him when he said it.
I'm a Christian doing music.
Well, the problem is with people who try to be deep in what's getting on Lecrae, I feel like they just need to get in their word more. See, because
I don't like that
because
this
is the thing. The Bible says this, and then it slipped. So I'm gonna give you a different scripture. First of all, your gift come without repentance.
Right.
That means if I can sing, right, whether I was saved or unsaved, God gave this to me.
Yeah,
it's mine.
Right.
I'm a singer. Right now, I can sing. Because I can sing, I can choose if I want to do gospel or if I want to do another genre.
Right.
The choice is, and all Lecrae was saying is, he gave me a gift to rap. Now I'm choosing to do it for the kingdom.
Right.
I'm a rapper who's choosing to do it for the kingdom.
Right.
I'm an artist who's choosing to do it for the kingdom.
Right.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is with me. That's what the Bible say. Don't smack me.
Right.
Christians. That's what it say. like, and then your gift will make room for you. It's
right.
It's simple.
Right. What I don't like is when you get other gospel rap art or Christian rap artists or Christian churches or
go ahead,
and they talk about him, they bash him for doing what he's doing. His music doesn't sound like the other gospel rap artists,
because you got people that want you to be rapping like, if you don't want to get with it,
come on, man. I already know that sound.
And I don't want you to come and feed us because you know I believe in Jesus.
I already know that sound. Yeah,
come on, dog.
Yeah, that's what they want.
No,
let him reach.
They don't want that. No, listen to me. Nobody wants that.
Right. Look, when I don't want to get too spiritual because or too churchy, but when Jesus was out, talking to the people, he wasn't sounding like church. He wasn't sounding like the Pharisees. He wasn't sounding like a prophet. He was sounding like a dude walking down the street talking about what he knows and what he believes in, what he believes God is going to do.
You know,
he wasn't talking about. He wasn't out there preaching. He was just having conversations.
Guess what? This is how you know people ain't in their word like they should be, and they just too deep. He taught in all parables. Now I could get up and just walk out.
Right.
I could just walk out like I am preaching.
What was he doing?
He taught in all bars.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
All metaphors.
Yep.
He spoke and taught in metaphors.
Yep.
You listen to anything I ever do, I always write for two people, me and y'all.
Yeah.
The first one has to be for me because it's a meaning that I can explain to you on any song that I got that you wouldn't know.
Right.
Because I write for me.
Yeah.
And then that's
true artistry. That's what Kanye does that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, what is he talking about?
Because you have to have your own peace with it.
Right. That's a message to himself. That's a message to yourself.
Yes. You have to be at peace with it for yourself. Like, if you got to, like, I know how good I can write a song, but everybody won't be on that, have that same vibration. So what's the way that I can get people on the same vibration and still receive it? I write for us both.
Yeah.
Using the same song.
Right.
And I do it all the time. And now, since everything I do is to challenge us as people, but also glorify, and I don't challenge God. I just ask questions through music that I know if I'm asking, other people asking.
Right.
Or if I want to have a conversation about it, I'm gonna talk. Like, I'm super honest. The Bible said the power we overcome by the power of of our testimony, right? Mm-hmm. So who said that I couldn't do it over music?
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You can't tell me what I ain't been. You can't tell me if I've been through it or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because some of the stuff you talk about, people are like, oh man, he talking about that on the gospel album,
bro. From the slave ship back to imprisonment now. A super predator, what they labeled as wild.
Right.
Stuck in poverty I forgot what I'm saying. Stuck in poverty, we just trying to get out. And crack came, nobody asking us how. Drugs from Colombia flooded our streets. A war going on between you and me. Now I can stop there. Those are literally words that I've literally thought in my head and said, this don't make no sense. And don't nobody think about this. How do drugs get all the way to the hood?
Right.
From Colombia, and I can't talk about that in gospel.
Right.
Why?
Right. They said the same thing about Lecrae. Like, what are you talking about racial injustice and you're a Christian?
Because that's real.
Right. That's life.
You know what I'm saying? That's life. And so when and then when I say my first crack seller scene was back in '93, my neighbor told me he was only selling candy. That's real. That is a real statement.
Right.
Because what are you gonna say? I'm selling crack and I'm 8.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, these are stories that people, like, that song got a star by it because these are stories that people want to hear or people can relate to. And so it's like the irony of the song is the last thing I said is I got baptized at 10, and I ain't gonna bar it up, but I got baptized at 10. And once I realized that it wasn't candy, I wanted to find the person. Because this was 93. I won 10 in 93. So 2 years later, he's selling drugs. Looking for him. Can't find him. I want to tell him, like, dude, I just found out about God. Da, 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 da.
Right.
And he got to go look for somebody who shot his homeboy and got shot.
Wow.
So the last bar I said is, got shot in the back when he got robbed. So he had to ride, but he died too. He lost his life the same day I found mine.
Wow.
Like, I'm really talking because like, as I'm embarking on a new life that comes with a lot of responsibility that I don't even know nothing about at 10, he dead because he might have had the opportunity to find Christ, but I know the power of a kid telling you about God.
Yeah.
I've experienced it.
Right.
And I couldn't, like, and me saying, and me referencing the Marvin Gaye song "Make Me Want to Holler," like, those are the stuff that if I would have made it this, God, why does this happen? Why couldn't I get to him in time?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. And I don't, and so no, I don't want to hear no, I don't want to hear no, have me back down like I'm in the post stuff. And but now I'm filled up with the Holy Ghost stuff. No.
What is that, man?
Oh.
You just thought of that just now?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's what it sounds like, though. That's Gospel Gangsters back in 1996.
And how much have it? So when you
it hasn't changed, though.
It has, though, with the elite cats.
Well, yeah, I'm saying, but
you got some cats that's going.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, you got Flame, you got Trip Lee, you got Trip, of course, Lecrae.
Trip is crazy, man. But it's a battle rapper. His name is The Saga. Shout out to The Saga. I never met him, but I'm gonna shout him out like I did. Listen, dog, that man's a problem.
Really?
He just battled on the roof with this comedic who believe in our ancestors and all of that. It's been a rivalry for 4 years. It's top 5 battle I ever seen in my life. I've been watching battle rap for 15 years.
Wow.
I'm talking about at least 400 battles. I didn't see 400 or 500 battles. Top 5 I ever. Wow. You ever seen Calico and Loaded Lux battle? Yeah, I got to turn you on the back.
Yeah, man.
But I don't know when to start you, man, because it's so much that if I put you on now, you be like, it's almost like a soap opera. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
It's so you know how you get the stories for the women, soap operas, and then wrestling is like the male version.
Right.
That's why I always call it. This is like the hood version of a soap opera if you pay attention enough to it, but you challenging each other.
Yeah.
Because people be getting like smoked. Some people, or it'd be a great battle, or you might see somebody who lose 2-1. Or you have fun debating it with people. Like, well, this is why I thought he won.
Right.
And people think I sided with it. I'm a little biased towards the Saga because I'm a Christian, and I know how do you continue to be sweet, and you know everybody about to come down and say how they gonna kill you. You can't even cuss.
Right.
And they about to talk about your religion.
Right.
And you have to refrain as much as you can from killing somebody else.
Yeah.
And it's the same attacks. It's just amazing. And everybody got their own story. So, like, the dude who he battled was somebody who wants unity, but he's a blood. So everybody got a story. So when they go at him, guess what? Everybody attack. How you gonna want world peace, but you in the streets? You know what I'm saying? Like all of that. And I think that type of stuff. Like I'm just a music connoisseur, and I all of that I just said, and I specialize in singing. And vocalist.
And
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But the thing is that type of stuff is why I think music in Toledo is great right now. And so I just took it upon myself to make sure that gospel was not getting left out. Business wise too, because if they hear it, they hear it. But the thing is, once people work with me and see my gift is to make your gift bigger,
right?
Hopefully that make you say, well, it's time for me to get something done. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not with me.
Yeah.
Everybody who record with me is not coming back to record with me. Long as y'all go record, because that's spreading the gospel, right?
Yeah.
So with me doing a free mixtape for people just to get on, all you gotta do is show up.
Right.
You ain't even gotta write.
So
you just gotta show up.
What are you gonna do with it? Like, how you gonna put it out?
I don't know. Like I try to do selfies with everybody, and then I'll probably send you all the selfies.
Put it together.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's about unifying everybody. Like people are coming in there who never met each other and becoming friends and texting each other.
Wow.
Liking each other posts,
creating relationships
that wasn't normally done. Like so far, like it's been amazing. Like I just let my brother listen to it. I've been keeping it under wraps. As far as the songs, I haven't even only people I let hear each other's stuff with. And this was 2 days ago because I'm like, well, let me inspire them. I sent every song to all the artists who actually did a song, so everybody got to hear each other.
Oh, okay.
But it's still 20 more people in the group who haven't heard nothing, and they trying to figure out how does this work.
Right.
They don't know. They're just showing up, and then if you can write, you better write on the spot.
Oh, that's crazy. So what's the Like, what's the forecast as far as like putting it out? Like when?
It is none.
None?
Not yet. It'll be
just
before
working?
2020. I want to get to 20 songs. I'm at 4.
Okay.
It's really going to be based on the artist work. As a dad, of course, I got to be a parent.
Yeah.
And, this is something I want to show my kids too. Because, once they see you doing something, look at you.
Yeah.
And your dad.
Right.
We couldn't run.
Right. I mean, it's like you're
It's your blood. It's in your blood.
Yeah, it's not. I don't want to say forced into it, but like you are naturally gravitated towards.
You naturally gravitated to it, which is good.
Yeah.
And once, like when I did my EPK, guess who the first people that seen it before you?
What was that?
My teenage daughters.
Okay. Yeah.
They're like, dang. They're like, man, you really be doing a lot of stuff.
Right.
And that's the gratification you want. And then I send it, show the older kids, show the people who can understand. But you want, the Bible say, a wise man leaves an inheritance for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So inheritance don't always have to be monetary. What can you show? Can you show them that you unify the city to come together for one project? Wow. What kind of inheritance is that to leave? Like
that's not just an inheritance. That's a legacy.
That's a legacy. Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? It makes you responsible. It brings a certain kind of responsibility, but it also brings a certain kind of pride. Like I ain't gonna hold you. I take pride in being Buck Noble's son.
Right.
Like that means something that they had one of the first black studios right here on Door.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my granddad I think he had a gas station and for sure I know he had a blacktopping company, but 2 gold records that I had to grow up in the house in.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's why, again, going back and how it's coming back together, that's why when people be talking about the greats, what are we talking about? Are we talking about the people who own from Potomac who done sold for a meal that we forgetting about, that we just gonna gloss over and go straight to Rance? Is Rance.
Yeah.
Rance the greatest from this area in life.
Right.
Like you got them statuses, and then you got like my pops now, and then you got like I go straight to Tub, Smurf, right to them,
right?
Because they it's like I look at it like tiers, like they like top tier. Like you got legendary tier, and I look at that like you got to get at the Life Jennings, and you got to get at the Rance.
Yeah.
But after that, then you got top.
I mean, you still got other people.
I mean, I guess you could put my dad and them up there too.
Yeah, I'm about to say your dad. You got Chris Bird.
Oh yeah, see,
you there? Don't leave him out, man.
No, definitely. Chris Bird.
Literally, Chris was one of my favorite people ever in life.
See, but this is what I was gonna do. I was actually gonna do a whole section for Chris Bird.
Oh, okay.
So I'm glad that you said that. Chris Bird, who we never know what he gonna do.
Yeah,
you never know what the ranking because he's still going.
Yeah, he's in different avenues, bro. Always doing something.
The song he got right now with that Byron Cage doing.
Yeah. I did the CD cover for Chris for that one, for the single.
Crazy. Chris ain't human, dog.
No.
Like
I mean, even back in the 90s, right? He did, Chris Bird and True Victory, right?
Yeah.
And then he stopped, right? He didn't stop, but he kind of changed. Then he started doing jingles for people. Then he started doing ringtones.
Yeah.
And then he got he brought back True Victory for a little bit, and then started doing his own stuff.
He shout out to Chris Bird, who is super supportive of me and super supportive of our company. Always have been. Happy that especially I'm doing gospel now. I know I'm gonna get some radio play from me whenever it open back up.
Yeah.
And I ain't saying all of that for this, but Chris Bird, when I did the live from the garage, came to the house just to make sure everything was straight.
Oh, really?
Rehearsal.
That's dope.
And live day. He always been great. I don't even call Chris Bird. When I see him, I should say, "What's up, role model?" Every time I see him.
Yeah.
But he taught us a lot of the business as well. Make sure that our business just basically doubled down on what my dad taught and what we learned throughout the time.
Yeah.
But far as tiers, he will be like up there with top tier with Rance and Life, and you know, my dad and them had a great run, and I guess you got to put them up there because nobody has had as legendary as
Exactly.
as them too. So
Right.
I would say it's probably some other white cats. I think who was the group? Was it Laid Back who did really well?
Laid Back. Are they from here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
If you go back to the 80, 86, 87.
I was born. I wouldn't.
I know.
I don't know.
I was just like 10 years old. Sweet and
was
Low.
Okay.
That's my cousin Durrell was DJ.
Yeah.
For them.
So I heard
they were in the rap
so
industry.
So they said, yeah, you're right. So they up there as well.
Yeah.
And then you got like right under them. I don't know if I want to put Smurf Tub and Tobias because I can put Paz Mob up there and Morley up there too.
When you talk about Tub and Smurf and Tobias, they are
and Duke.
They are in that same level because they're producers. They're not artists, so they're not going to be seen.
So
they're being heard, and people don't know.
So I mean, we got to put Jason Rome up there.
Oh yeah.
We just gonna stick right to music and being involved in that. So you got Tobias, who don't really talk about it,
right?
But he's a Grammy award winning.
I know.
And what's funny is, you know, he came out of the Pilgrim. My dad has got that.
You know,
his dad is my goddad.
Yeah, you know, they went to our church, right? His mother, not his dad, but his mother went to our. So Tobias like grew up with him and Cleedale, his cousin Cleedale, who's probably the best drummer to come out of Toledo.
So you got to put Cleedale up there.
Yeah.
Well, that's a different conversation with music.
Man, look, we got so many musicians, talent,
that
artists
came from Toledo.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? Oh, ooh, Lord, forgive me, Art Tatum.
Oh my God,
I'm so sorry.
See, that's
Baker.
Well, Art Tatum. That's my dad is in his lane, right?
Right.
As a saxophonist, they kind of he kind of followed that, and my dad was actually in Chris Bird's first group. Encouraged. that's how I learned how to run a studio.
But you know,
being in the studio with them.
But you know what's crazy? Even about them. What's your dad group name? Their
First Creation. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
They were right there.
Right.
They were right there to be up there at like legendary tier. So
right.
I would put them I would put them right at top tier.
Right.
Who would you put in rap at top tier?
Toledo
Not legendary tier, top tier. Because I don't know if we got anybody at legendary tier yet.
Not yet.
Whew. I think we got somebody who can. We just need somebody who gonna get a deal and who could stay there.
Who's that?
Sandy Benjamin, Felice Sofe.
Oh my God.
I think he can do it.
What's crazy about him is people don't recognize him as from Toledo because he left at a younger age.
Who don't? You talking about people from Toledo though?
Other people don't. I mean, a lot of artists do.
I about to say he do.
Oh, I know he do, and a lot of artists know that he's from Toledo. But people who just listen to music,
Kiara,
a general like a fan, music fan,
so probably Kiara of their generation. If we talking about who representing Toledo out of that generation, if we look towards Kiara and we look towards Sofe, and then we look towards Martina, who's coming up, I don't think that she has quite got there just yet. But she will.
Martina is a special.
That's my girl. That's my sis, bro.
Type of person because she has raw, untaught talent when it comes to. Yeah,
this was crazy about Martina. I always told her, "Don't come to me when you rap. No, I don't want to record you when you rap. I want to record you when you sing.
Yeah,
because I want you to be able to structure that skill set.
Because she has something that a lot of people wish that they had.
Fire.
Yeah.
She got appeal. She got personality. Even though she was going off on live the other day.
She's real though. She's real.
Yeah. So she's up there as people who can take the mantle, and like you got national tier, like national top tier, and then I think that you got citywide tiers.
Well, let me ask you, who is, as far as rap, top tier?
Just that's straight local. Right?
Straight local.
we talking about.
Give me a rundown.
Full body of work.
Yep.
So
Start to finish.
the legendary tiers, simple. Rocky has put himself in that. Clemmy.
Right.
Philly. Ray Stone, of course. Country.
Yeah.
When B Wills start dropping again, and then he like when he do it like 3 or 4 years, all he got to do is catch a wave. He there.
Yeah.
Rocky's consistency made him there. Country owning the radio and the clubs for a good 3-4 years put him there.
Right.
With the combination of the Swagger Boys and him. Clemmy is Clemmy and Philly is Philly. They changed Toledo rap, period.
Yeah.
Ray Stone. Anytime you make a song 20 years ago and you still play it at every event,
right.
I guarantee when I go to this Juneteenth, somebody better be playing I'm So Fly or Big Body on Twanks. And that's Big Bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We from same place.
Right.
So we talking about legendary tier. I feel like B White, my brother, so I can say this. He should be in the legendary tier, but just life kind of happened with White. White still one of my favorite rappers of all time. Stink Bomb.
Yeah.
He did when he had it, he had it. And I think we just talking about rapping, or if we gonna talk about hip hop, period.
Hip hop,
you got to put Nook up there because when the 419ers had it, they had it. Then soon as they went to number 2, guess who was number 1? Stink. Right. Like, that's the same group.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's one common denominator. And guess who? And so when they ain't even fall off, but coming up at the same time, Moan come up right with him. So it's like, and then Rocky from the North, so it seemed like he right with them. Nook.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Right.
So you got Gutter Dave and what Hustle Hand did, everything they did. I think that they cut it so short that they didn't. They cut it short, so they didn't get a chance to. Basically, all their artists. Tracy's still going, but they had some fire. Cats and people still fire.
What about Magic Wand?
Legend, like he's in a legend tier.
Yeah.
From the West, so I'm already biased.
Right.
I just don't want to miss nobody.
I mean, it's so many. You can't.
No, it's not.
I mean, I'm saying it's
it's not. Not that's legendary. Not that's legendary.
Okay.
Because I got my favorites who might not be legendary because they stopped for a while. Like Lane, one of my favorite rappers of all time.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because that's my brother. Lane just hard.
You know what? And I like Lane because, to me, this is the way I listen to music. I listen to music like I'm a music guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always a West Coast guy when it comes to listening to music. So Tupac, anybody on the West Coast, Snoop Dogg, and Lane has that. He don't have a West Coast feel, but the way his delivery is so clean.
Yeah. Well, one thing about Lane is he got family in Texas, and he really adopted that life. Like,
okay, that's right.
Like,
yeah, man.
So he got that tip rap style,
right?
But Lane is super articulate in real life.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
in regular everyday life. So that's how he rap. Mellow in the yellow. Like, why is your old like that, bro? Bro, like Lane super articulate, and as a smart dude, I like that. Like, it's so much talent. Like Rob just, I heard, got to do a bit crazy. Like, you got the whole South. Like, man, we always forget about Al Shees. Shees is a problem, bro.
Yeah.
I just don't want to miss nobody because that's
That's why I say it's so many.
It's
man. It is
many. Like, it's some cats on the east side that's probably going that, but I just never go to the east.
Right. It's like you gotta
what's
have.
What's my man name? That's hard. That's dope from the east. Magnova dope. I think Magnova from Detroit though, but he been here so long it don't even matter. Pain.
Yeah.
Crazy on the
battle rap, man.
Crazy on the battle with the battle rap.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, and Kayne know how to make good music as well.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think who, because here's the thing. What the problem with it is, it's oversaturated.
It is.
It's too many. See, rapping, when something fails, like it wasn't like me. I never not sang. Nobody ever can say Shannon wasn't always singing. I played sports and I sang.
Right.
Sometimes you get a cat who they might be getting money, and then all of a sudden, you know what? I feel like I'm a rap.
Yeah, put out a CD, and it's dope. And then they don't put out.
And well, some of it be dope, some of it don't.
Yeah,
like let's be real. Then you got a person like Ak.
Yeah,
who, for me, I like Ak because I'm so versed in music and what I like.
Yeah,
I like country music, so of course I'm gonna like somebody like Ak. I get on there and talk. Like I like people who gonna talk wherever you at in life. If you talking like that and you talking right,
yeah,
I can deal with that.
Right.
It ain't always got to sound great sonically to my ears. Are you talking, or is it believable for when you say it, do I believe it? You're not going to hear me talking about going to shoot nobody up. That's part of the reason that God changed me too. I couldn't keep on talking about the stuff I was talking about. It got to sound in church about church anyway.
Right.
I might as well took the whole turn there. I just don't. It's a cat that I gotta get you hip to named Sway. I wanted Sway to be with world music so bad because the boy, when you talk about lyrically, right now, Sway probably the only person who lyrically, he might like lyrically, he's up there with the Chiefs, and because Chief lyrically, Chief and Sophie Clemmy with the punchlines, but Sway up there too, Rocky up there when it just come to pure rapping. Like, who can you hear rap and just go? It's some people who just sweet, who just never really did music like they were supposed to.
Right.
Who musically inclined and they just never really did it like to a point where it will be so influential. It's undeniable. And it's hard for me to talk about music with cats because I'll be offending everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's because you are a music person. You grew up in music, so you're eclectic. So you have so many different genres and different sounds coming at you. It's like it's kind of hard to pick and choose.
And then I can say and speak to it from an honest place because I do it.
Right.
Like, I don't even want to get to talk about me writing no rap because I can out rap people if I chose to only rap.
Right.
A lot of people my brother be like, man, if you only sing hooks and give it to other people and just rap, people will be in trouble. But I'm a singer who can rap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't a rapper trying to sing, which is a difference. And so that, like, the stuff I'm saying, not untrue. I just don't want to offend anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some dope people here, and like, obviously, being who I am, that influences people, and people can take it for hate. Right. But it's not really me. I haven't hated on nobody or said nothing negative about anybody in the podcast. But have I been disappointed in people? Heck yeah.
I mean, that's because you know a lot of musicians, you know a lot of artists.
Listen, man, country, that's my bro. And I get on him I say every time I see him, like I don't care if I see him every day in a week, when we gonna do something. You gotta do something. You're not gonna you ain't done yet. I'll just be like, you ain't done yet.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, it gotta be right. Bro, we 35. Just put something out. I know you got some, but I do understand him. One thing about me, I don't want anybody to just drop just to be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I put my project out, I have 50 songs done. Then I narrowed it down to 10.
Wow.
Done. You know what I'm saying? So in the next project I do, I will have 40 songs done before they're already down to 7.
Do you take previous songs that you've done? No.
If it's fire.
Right.
If it's fire.
Because if it wasn't good enough to get on that other album, why would you even?
Well, here's the thing. An album, like you said, I can go from start to finish without changing the song. That's not by accident. That's
Right.
strategic.
Yeah.
Some stuff I left some of the better stuff don't make the albums because it just don't fit.
Yeah. Okay.
Your album
tells a story.
develops a feel
Yeah.
more so than tell a story.
Okay.
Unless that's what kind of album you have. You always want something to feel like something. And so when it develops that feel, this song might be the best song that you got, but you better release it as a single,
Right.
and not put it on that project because it don't feel right. You know, it don't, and that can ruin your album. So what end up happening is they be like, "This is the best song on here," but the rest of the stuff garbage because it deterred the feel, and that can be the difference between having a classic project and something that's mediocre because you put the wrong one song on there.
Right.
And your whole album could be fire, but just because it detoured the mind, music is about what it does to your mind, how it make this
Yeah.
feel.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like one of the stories I always tell about R. Kelly and why R. Kelly is, I'm not canceling him. I mean, he tore up, but I'm one who can separate the artist from the art.
Yeah.
Or the artist from the person. I remember what I had on the first time I heard Trapped in the Closet. I remember what I was doing. I remember where I was at. I remember on what side of my car I was on.
Wow.
Because as soon as you hear the boom, what is this? And then you be like, okay. So, and then the Juice was the ones who did it. And they hyped it up so crazy. They're like, this is incredible. And they only had 2 because he was only sending them out 2 at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they played the one, and then they made you wait to like 1 or 3 to hear the next one.
Right.
Then they played them together after, like the layout of it. So the presentation, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How he presented that project, crazy.
Right.
That's why I always say, don't nobody want no smoke with him. Not musically.
No.
It ain't close. Not of our generation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Stevie got him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Quincy got him.
Oh man. Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
So, but that's how your album should feel. R. Kelly usually record like 100 songs before he get to 12. But you got to be special to do stuff like that, man. Some people just verse 5, verse 6, verse 7.
Right.
That's a go.
Yeah.
Some albums flow like that though.
Yeah.
Like I talked to Tub, and I just be checking in and be like, man, how much longer I got to wait on this project? Because he released Crazy Vibes, and he's like, man, I just want to make sure that it feel right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I get it, because for the sound he's trying to create, even
Yeah.
though he can do anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
for this project it requires a sound. Every project it should be a sound. That's why 808 and Heartbreak with
Kanye
West changed music for us.
Yeah. And with this last album, he took months. Okay, it's done. Okay, no, you know what? It's not done. Let me go back in and change this because it didn't have the vibe that he wanted it. Now, when it came out, it was a sound that we've never heard before when it comes to gospel music.
When it comes to choirs, that's it.
Why? Well, yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like
But that's
he wanted to create a new sound.
Well, this is what it was. You can tell a Millionaires mix
yeah.
to a Thousandaires mix.
Yeah.
No shade to nobody.
Right.
Even when it comes to a person as rich as you got to do Kirk, because he's the only person who can probably afford a mix like that.
Right.
That will have a choir
Sounding like that.
But that's what it was. Like, you can just tell the millions that was put into the mix, or the high thousands.
Yeah.
Right. And the very best engineers doing it while he's in the room, who can engineer himself.
Right.
And he's producing, and so that production is gonna be crazy too. So he know what to do. He knew what to do. Like Kanye, when it come to that, That's what make him special. The only mix I heard that was better, the best mix I ever heard in hip hop, or probably period, was when Dre did the second version of the Chronic.
What?
Mm-hmm. Or that is crazy. The what's the name is crazy as well.
Tell me the album he put out like when Compton
Compton, that's what it
straight
is.
out of Compton. Yeah.
Compton.
Oh, that album.
Compton.
Yes.
Compton is the best mix I've ever heard. Pardon me, he didn't do not the Chronic, but the Compton.
Compton, yeah.
Listen, I have to turn to you. Compton is the best hip hop album I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Have you just heard it in studio speakers?
Yeah. I listened to that from top to bottom in the studio. Unbelievable.
Yo, I'm like, man, what the heck?
Yeah, I was about to say the normal ear would probably can't tell.
That it made the album better.
Yeah.
Same thing with Kanye.
Yeah.
If Kanye mix wasn't so crispy
Right.
for us who know what to listen for with gospel,
right?
It's like the best gospel mix we ever heard on the choir. So that what did that do? Elevated higher than what it really song wise is.
Right.
Even though he got some stuff on there that's fire.
Yeah.
But the mix
is crazy.
The mix is crazy. And then it sounds like everybody on the album sings with perfect pitch.
Man.
And he got a whole choir.
Right.
Like that's when you, and I can appreciate it more, and you can too, as people who have engineered before. You ask yourself, what plugins are they using?
Right.
To get them to sound like they're better than singing it live.
Right. Yeah.
Like this is better than hearing a choir live right now. How is that possible? Because we've never heard it before.
Never.
We've never heard anything like that before. But when you get Kanye in them certain you got somebody like Ye in them circles who always listen to it, because he never. You gotta believe that Kanye never stopped listening to the gospel, right? So when he hear it, he can also say, "Well, this is what it should be."
Yeah.
That goes back to us saying Kanye did something that he thought gospel should sound like,
right?
But what he lacked in is getting that same feel for Jesus Walks. If he would have gave us them choir records with five kind of Jesus Walks, it might have been the best album ever.
Yeah, definitely would have been.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he's capable of it. I think that just him. I expect if Kanye do another one, 2 or 3 years, same way, it might be the best album we've ever heard.
Right. I mean, because like you said before, he was just like that was his baby project as far as being a gospel.
Once if he's serious, and he get more subject to talk about and more relativity to talk about when it comes to the Bible, it is over.
Yeah.
It is over.
Right.
Like I started to tweet him my album, so let me come in and write.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he needs. He needs a real writer. As far as like who know how content.
Who know content. And you got to go get Lecrae.
Yeah.
You get people anyway.
Right.
Go get somebody who know that. You
Yeah.
got to go bring T-Bone. I don't even know if T-Bone's still rapping, but go get him.
Right.
Go get him.
I mean, you got people like The Truth, anybody from Cross Movement.
Yeah, they hard.
Yeah.
But this the thing. Kanye did do something. The dope part about Kanye is he always create the sound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he don't have to go and. So this how I have to retract then. If Kanye is the sound creator, he has to create the sound to make us, and which that might have been what he did. So Kanye is a sound creator.
Yeah.
He doesn't come to us and then say, okay, this is what it should sound like. This is what he's like, this is what it's gonna sound like from now on.
I was about to say, what's gonna happen next? With not just with him though, with somebody else who puts out an album and try to mimic that sound.
You can't.
You can't.
You gotta be too rich.
You can't. No, you can't.
Now with the combination
you don't think
that choirs,
you don't think that Kurt Franklin or Fred Hammond can come out and duplicate that sound or even enhance the sound? Somebody can do that, man. There's engineers out there engineers who have ears deeper than ours.
Yeah, I mean,
that can say, okay, I
Or
know how that sound was made.
Okay,
Even though I've never done it before, I know how that sound was made.
but think about this: we don't even know what the process was. That's the issue. The real issue is not the album. The real issue is how was it made.
We don't know.
We don't know because all we've seen is him and his clothes and Montana going crazy on the beach dancing.
Right.
1 week. Next week, they in an all white room with lights with a full band.
Right.
Next week they back outside. Next week they on the stage. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So he did all of that before he dropped. We don't know what part he was recording.
Right.
So we don't know if they went to the studio. We don't know none of that. It's Kanye.
They took live sound and matched it. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's
Right.
Kanye. So it ain't no telling. Like, we don't know if he grabbed all the Sopranos one day
Right.
and said, "Oh yeah, you can't."
Or is this 3 Sopranos out of the 5 that he has? Well,
That's a choir, bro.
yeah, you never know.
No. That's a choir.
You never know.
It's a difference. Because now that I'm recording, I just told somebody who wants me to do their album too, who want to bring in a bunch of singers. I'm like, bring me 3 of your best.
Right.
Like, that's it. Matter of fact, bring me a woman who can sing alto and soprano, and then bring me a guy.
Right.
And pay the girl double. Like,
Right.
It don't take all of that. Now, when she said something that threw me. She's like, but I do want a choir sound for one song. That means I got to set my mic up, take my shield off, and have everybody stand around. It is a way to get that sound. And then when that happens, I'm gonna have to refer to Chris Bird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
Right.
Because I want to be able to capture the sound.
Right.
But we don't know. We just don't know how Kanye got that to sound like that. Now, if he give up them jewels, he give up them jewels, which he should. My thing is, outside of his political aspirations and views, that distracted us a lot from seeing the process.
Yeah.
We couldn't pay attention to the process because he had so many other things moving. He dropping shoes. He supporting Trump.
Right.
He took black folk like, man,
On
I
a
want
roller
to be
coaster,
mad.
man.
I want to be mad at Kanye, but I go to church and listen to it.
It was a roller coaster. But then on the other hand, his wife was doing prison reform.
And doing prison reform all at the same time. And he paying them folk he paying them singers to go with him.
Yeah.
Like, quit your job.
Right.
Everybody here probably getting 50,000.
Right.
Or 30,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and we talking about 30 people. Which I guess ain't that bad because that's a meal.
Yeah.
To Kanye.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Nothing.
So we talking. He might be saying 50,000.
Right. What's that? 1.5 mil.
And he did something that he topped every chart.
Yeah.
Christian, gospel, hip hop, R&B, and Billboard all at the same time when he dropped.
Wow.
Only one. I think it was like 8 genres that he went towards. Went in and cracked and went number 1. That's why I said whether it's real or not, it was ingenious.
It was. I mean, that's just who Kanye is.
It's somebody who I'm working with where I talked to you off air about it.
Okay.
But I told them what lane to get in because nobody has it. And I don't want it. It's so good. I don't even want to give it away on a podcast because it's that easy to jump in the lane in Toledo and immediately go to number 1.
Wow.
Like, you drop, you can do it.
Right.
You're the number 1 person right now out the gate.
Man.
So I'm gonna tell you about that.
Okay.
But you got any more questions for me? It's 6:00 and
I know. I'm about to say we about to do 2 hours. So, nothing, man. I mean, this was great. I like this. But one thing I gotta say, like, I think, what you doing the podcast
I'm the host now,
and interviewing the artists and everything, it's gonna be great because it'll open up doors as far as younger artists that you know or don't know.
That's what I want.
That'll get exposed. That's my goal as far as doing this.
For sure.
I'll stick with doing the entrepreneurs. And one thing that I'm going to tell you about that I talked to Scott Scrutchins about, DJ Scott Smooth.
I'm about to say shout out to Cuzzo Scott Smooth. Oh, by the way, I got to shout out Jay Curran every time. I just love what he's doing.
Jay Curran?
They even know that's my cousin.
Okay.
I got to shout him out. He really doing his thing. Go ahead.
But one thing I'm gonna do is on next season, we start next month. We doing a history of the Toledo DJ.
That's gonna be fire.
So Scott Smooth, I know his family has history as far as starting DJing in Toledo. So that'll be my next series on the podcast.
I'm gonna come in for that.
Right. Okay. Hey, I might do a little, have chairs sitting out, have a little session. So that'll be my number one series going into the next season.
Yeah.
You can come up with any artists that you want to, any ideas you want to do.
First person I'm probably gonna get, it probably won't even be an artist because this person can span everything. It's probably gonna be somebody like Gutter Dave. I love Gutter Dave, bro.
Yes. He's so
to expand how he expanded. Like
he's he's a true artist because he can do. He's an artist. Like
listen, it's not too many people who I trust who can't. But I always be saying that can't sing who I trust with a singer. But side note, Gutter Dave can hold some notes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm excited about everything that's about to go on. I just don't know. Whenever you move into the new building.
Well, July 1st is going to be the move-in date. So my birthday is July 15th.
Happy birthday.
So the Monday after the 15th is when I'm going to start the new season.
Okay, so all right, I need to put this in my schedule.
Yeah. So if you want to come up, we can shoot how many episodes we want to do that day.
Yeah, I might just have to call off.
Yeah.
Or not. We'll schedule off.
And we can, get a couple seasons, get a couple episodes out the way, and
I'm trying
put
to
them
retire.
out.
So hopefully, we get this popping.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I want to be a Jeep all my life. So
yeah,
but it's good talking to you. We got to do this again.
We will. We probably gonna let's do it again.
Oh, of course we'll do it again.
Well, I was about to say we might have to do it again before we move.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I might have to bring somebody else in.
We'll do like a bonus episodes.
Yeah,
and to get your feet wet.
Well, yeah, I know who I want to bring in if we're gonna do it that way, for sure. I might do the Wall music one first.
Do that, man.
If I can get them bums to come together, and we ain't
do it. Have some real Wall music conversation.
Man, that might get spicy.
Hey, I like spice, especially in my tacos. So
because we niggas.
Hey,
I hate to say it like that, but
keep it real, man.
But we. Everything ain't always flowers with us.
Right.
We people know us as being one of the top groups here and companies here and professional. But I mean, I guess us testifying of what we went through and how we kind of survived it and still moving is inspirational and important. Plus, we might be able to try to break down everybody who in Wall music.
Yeah, let's do that. That'll be your first episode.
All right, bet.
Even if it's in between seasons, we can do that.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. Because I mean, I can't do it without T Weez, Bandit, RC, Tony, and Armani. I got and Steve for real. I at least got to have 4 of the 7.
Right.
And I almost can't get around not having RC.
Oh,
Matter of fact,
RC
I can't do it without RC and Rashad because they are the founders.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so those two have to be here because they probably got a story that I don't remember or something about founding it. And I think Armani, every person I just named is equally as important because it's like we founded it, and then a month later we added everybody.
Okay, right.
Or probably a couple days later for some of the people. But yeah, so let's we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
Let me see how I want to. I'm gonna see if I can dismiss it. Okay, thank you for listening to me on the Rise and Grind 419 podcast. I am Shan Digg. What's your name, sir?
This is Jesse Cohen. I just use my government name.
Good, because this is my show now, and we good to go. All right, man. God bless y'all.
God bless.
Toledo, rep your city. Visit us online at the419grind.com. Thanks for watching this exclusive interview.